It's a warm welcome to Around the Wickets on ThePapare.com. Hello and welcome. We are here with another episode of Around the Wickets on ThePapare.com, and we're going to talk about Sri Lanka cricket, Sri Lanka's tour of Bangladesh, that's the U19 team, and also we've got some very interesting stories coming up with regards to the T10 League happening in the UAE. Now, before anything, let me welcome my guest, Jehan Mubarak. Lovely to have you with us.
Thank you.
How are you doing with Royal Cricket? I don't think Royal did too well with Richmond. Not a talking point, but I want to put Jehan on the spot. What happened? Why did you declare 9 wickets down for a small score?
87 for 9. It's not a tournament game, and we are better off bowling, getting them out, and
so you lost the toss.
No, we actually won the toss. It was a good toss to win. If we batted well in the first innings, we would have been pushing for an outright.
Royal cricket is bad, is it?
I think they need to look at a new coach.
I was thinking of employing you, Jehan. Anyway, that's completely outside Around the Wickets. I'm just teasing Jehan Mubarak. I mean, he's doing a brilliant job with Royal. Outstanding. Should be Sri Lanka's coach, I think, with his thinking and the level of intelligence and all that. Anyway, we're going to focus on what happened in Australia. Now, we know that it's 2-0 when we last spoke. Now, as the series is over, it's 3-0. Do we have anything left to talk? Other than maybe Kusal Perera. We can talk about him. We can talk about the fact that Sri Lanka was whitewashed for the first time. And I've also heard, Jehan, some rumblings about Lasith Malinga's captaincy, because they are now saying 9 out of 10 games lost. And is this the way forward? Mr. Mubarak, you are now chairman of selectors. Start batting.
First of all, I don't know if whoever was watching the last episode, was the point that I came back to is we don't know who our openers are. And our top batsmen numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, whichever format of the game, we have to be consistent. So if I was a selector or a captain, I would say these are my top 4 batsmen, and they would bat in
continue.
and I would continue with them.
Right.
Rather than
how long? Sorry, Jehan. How long? Now the big question is the accusation has been that some selectors, well, they have been a little bit inconsistent in that requirement of consistency, which I mean is that you expect the selectors to give a decent run. And there are others in a game who get chopped up. Now, tell me what is the right balance?
2 series.
2 series.
2 series.
Right.
Especially as a batsman, I can understand a bowler, okay, maybe 2-3 games and then you can, but a batsman, it's very much a form game. You need confidence and you need time to adjust to the conditions.
Now, the next question, Jehan, is when you say 2 series, when you look at the way cricket is structured today, I mean, it's far and few now if you take test matches. You know, the gaps are so wide. So, is that something positive, or how do you work around?
Well, you'd still be playing cricket in between. You'd be playing test cricket, and then you'd be going back and playing domestic cricket, or after that playing one-day cricket or T20 cricket. And most of these guys play all 3 formats except for maybe Dimuth Karunaratne and maybe now Dhananjay De Silva. So they are playing cricket, and the international cricketer now, he has to be able to adapt to all 3 formats. So maybe when I say 2 series, okay, at least a test series and then a one-day series. Doesn't have to be 2 consecutive test series.
Right. Okay. All right. Now we're talking about Sri Lanka cricket, and you know, we've had the highs in Sri Lanka cricket, but we've also had some major depths that Sri Lanka has touched, and that's exactly what has happened to Sri Lankan cricket. ICC World T20, Sri Lanka has to play 3 qualifying games. They play Ireland on the 18th of October at Geelong. Have you been there?
No.
Right,
no.
that's a place even I don't know where. I mean, how it looks. I'm sure it's somewhere in Australia, right?
Yeah.
But then Sri Lanka versus Papua New Guinea again. It says at Geelong on the 20th, and then on the 22nd, Sri Lanka versus Oman at Geelong, and then 2 countries from Group A will progress to the Super 12, and well, I'm confident Sri Lanka will progress, but. Let's talk about the depth. We're not going to talk about Sri Lanka playing these teams, because if Sri Lanka can't win these 3 games, I mean, there's something very seriously wrong. But tell us your thoughts on Sri Lanka hitting this rather poor, low.
I think we have the depth. We have bench strength. We have players outside who can push for places. We have Asela Gunaratne who is there. Because they are still on the bench.
Okay.
Our bench strength continues to remain on the bench without getting enough game time.
But Jehan, I must counter you. I must counter you here. Now, the selectors took a young side to Pakistan.
Yeah.
So you cannot say that they're not being looked at.
No, but they are now on the bench. So they should have been persisted with based on performance.
So are you an advocate of the fact that Sri Lanka should have gone to Australia almost with that side and without some of the seniors who came? Is that what you're saying? Because there were only 3 seniors.
I'm okay with the squad composition, but the playing 11, I would have definitely had Bhanuka Rajapaksa and Danushka Gunatilaka playing throughout.
Right. Danushka Oshada.
Danushka and Oshada both,
Right.
all 3. So Danushka,
Right.
Oshada and Bhanuka.
Right.
I would have left Kusal Mendis out and played Oshada in his stead at somewhere in the middle and opened with Kusal Pereira and Danushka Gunatilaka.
Well, I can tell you that this is a topic that we can talk for a long time, and I can tell you that even after hours of fruitful talking, we may still not arrive at a conclusion, because it's that kind of a topic, because various views and ideas have been expressed, but you need to look at logic, and I tend to agree a lot with what you're thinking. Anyway, let's move on. I said we got some exciting news about the T10 league. You might be wondering, what is this excitement? There are lots of Sri Lankan cricketers that have got into the T10 league, which is good news, because there was a time that the Sri Lankan cricketers weren't looked at in the leagues. So this is an indication, Jehan, that the world is taking some of our players seriously, which will also help Sri Lanka's T20 team to get to another level. They get to the next level, hopefully. But you know what excites me? Kevin Kottigoda. See, almost an unknown name. I promise you, unknown. I mean, there was a little bit of research done just before this program, and what came out of that research was, he's not exactly a replica of Paul Adams, but there is something about him with his delivery, like that froggish kind of delivery, and he's been playing cricket for Gaul and BRC. Now, I with due respect to this young man, I hope he'll go a long way and play for Sri Lanka and do brilliantly. I didn't know it. I haven't actually heard enough about him. Have you?
No, I haven't. And Sri
What
Lanka
are you
has
doing?
this.
You're the expert. You should be talking. I mean, I not knowing it is fine, but imagine the expert coming and telling me I don't know also. So whom do I ask? I got to ask you how he was.
But we have this knack of finding players who know very unorthodox, who've had little to no coaching at all, from Lasith Malinga to Ajantha Mendis, Akila Dhananjay. Now there's another Lasith Malinga, Murali.
My goodness.
So despite the system and despite
Sanat
Jayasuriya, all of them just come through the system and play
And
completely
actually,
unorthodox cricket.
Jehan, that's, I mean, in the past, I'm sure your coaches would have taught you that cricket is a sideways game. I mean, I still remember my coach used to say, you bat sideways, you bowl sideways, you field sideways. That was a very conservative kind of approach, but it's been revolutionized. And all these guys who have come up with these unorthodox styles, as you say, are proving to be winners.
Yeah, Stephen Smith.
Absolutely. What about Graham Smith?
Stephen Smith wouldn't have found a place in our school team.
What do you think of Lasith Bali? I mean, with that action, it would have been a no-no to the Josephian coach of the 80s. No chance. But then, that's the beauty, and that's how much this game has evolved.
That's true.
So, more we throw up players like this, against the convention, I think it's going to serve Sri Lanka cricket well. And also another good story coming out here, Jehan, is that Asela Gunaratne is going to play in the T10, which is excellent news. I mean, for someone who's won you T20 games, to sit on the sidelines for so long, when he was almost in his prime, that's a shame. That is really a shame.
So I'm looking forward to him as well. He's a player I rate very highly, and he can hold that middle order together.
I think he got a good balance as a batsman, isn't he? Yeah. His defense is so good. He can come in and bowl a little bit of wobbly, medium pace. He runs a little bit too long. When I say too long, he looks a medium fast bowler, but I think it takes an age to come out of his hand.
Yeah, I think that's part of the deception.
Absolutely. Fantastic. I think that's the type of cricketer you need moving forward. Anyway, talking about Sri Lanka cricket and a little bit beyond the senior level and under 19 level, Sri Lanka done well, virtually coming from behind to draw this test match. And now, as coach of Royal, you would have encountered this young man, Nipun Dhananjay. He got 4 for 35 and made 81. What are your thoughts on him?
Good, very good. Very
Joseph Harsh player?
Joseph's player,
Right.
very mature player. He has changed his game. I was surprised when I saw this innings. He has faced 318 balls. So he's basically, he likes to score runs. He likes, he's a free scoring batsman.
It's a good way of adapting, isn't
It's
it?
a good way of, it shows that he can change his game
Mature.
depending, he's a very mature player and a good captain. The team gels very well around him.
No, you know, it's remarkable, Jehan. I know it's remarkable because, with all due respect, that we've got a boy, young man, outside some of the accepted fashionable schools, captaining an under-19 side and getting accolades from someone like you who's captaining or who's coaching one of the leading schools in Colombo.
Because I have two of the under-19 boys at Royal College, Kamil and Ahan, and I speak to them about, and they speak very highly of the way he controls the dressing room and the way he controls things on the field. And I also get the feeling that that under-19 team sticks very much together. So I think Hashan and Upul and the under-19 coaching staff have done a very good job in molding this team as one unit.
Fantastic news, and well, as you know, cricket, the school cricket in Sri Lanka is a cradle, and then when you have cricketers coming out through the cradle like that, it augurs very well for the future of Sri Lanka cricket. So the unofficial test series drawn between under-19 sides of Bangladesh and Sri Lanka, and now we look forward to the 5 one-day games which will begin on the 9th of November. Well, I think we're almost at the end of the show. And I need to ask you the question of the week is, name the country that has won the ICC T20 World Cup qualifier in 2019. Now, last week's question was, we asked you a very simple question. Name the countries that qualified for the 2020 T20 World Cup for the first time. Answer, Papua New Guinea and Namibia. And last week's winner was Janaka Gamage. Congratulations to Janaka Gamage on your win. Your pick was right. Papua New Guinea and Namibia. Now, before you go, I think I must remind you that as we talk a lot of cricket and we keep talking about cricket, and as you watching love cricket, the best way to keep in touch is to subscribe to ThePapare.com. So thank you again for watching us. We'll come back to you next week, hopefully. Until we see you again, it's goodbye from Jehan Mubarak and myself.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos like this. And don't forget to hit the bell icon for our latest content.